Okay, so some of the things that really stuck out to me when I got to hear Dr. Geistern talk. First is during his presentation that he gave that day, he talked about how, as interrogators, somehow acquired a Russian officer's uniform and were using that to interrogate captured German POWs and saying they would take them back to the front lines if they didn't tell them what they wanted to know. So that one was really funny. And like just the way he told the story, it almost seemed like a Mel Brooks skit. And part of the conversation I got to have with him was we're waiting in line to get dinner, and I had the pleasure of being behind him. And he was up looking around, and he saw me, and he's kind of shorter. I'm tall. And he goes, "Young man, what do you do?" And I was younger then. And I told him I was a social studies teacher. And he said, "Okay, help me out here." And he starts looking up on the hall, because the hall is surrounded by flags the whole way through. And he's asking, "Do you see a flag for Argentina up there?" And I didn't. I wasn't quite sure what Argentina's flag looked like, but I looked it up on my phone real quick, and I said, "No, I don't see Argentina's flag up there." And he says, "Good." He said those rat B words, switch sides with like a month left to go when they knew the Nazis were going to lose, and they don't deserve to be up there. So that was two. That was the other one. And then we had a whole other conversation where he talked about why it's important to teach and talk about the Holocaust. And he said, for what you're doing, make sure you tell kids that what happened. Make sure you tell them how fascism took place, how tyranny takes over a society, how bad things happen to people just because of who they are, because they're a group that has been othered. They're a group that has been scapegoated and are being used to push someone else's agenda. And I have been fortunate enough that I have got to listen to several Holocaust speakers and people who have survived the Holocaust, both in person and interviews, and hearing their thoughts on it. And the one thing that they consistently say is, if you think it can't happen, it can. Tyranny, fascism, all these things are always there, and evil exists, and you have to stand up and speak out against it. So yeah, those are my big takeaways from getting to talk to Dr. Geistern. Have a great day, everybody. Peace.